Hello Internet, analretentivegamer here with my very first movie review, and it is, that's right, Evil Dead for 2013. Now, little history for you guys. I am a big Evil Dead fan. I didn't grow up with them, but as soon as I found out what they were, oh man, I was hooked. Story about a couple friends going up to a cabin in the woods just to hang out, end up releasing freaking evil and everything and have to survive. Going nuts, and because these things aren't zombies, but they like to psychologically fuck with your mind. Which to me, that's awesome. Now, when I first heard about the remake, I will admit, just like anybody else, I was skeptical. I'm like, oh my god, no, how can you remake such a great classic film series? But then I heard Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell were being involved, so I had high hopes again. Now, before I get into the actual review, I'm going to sit here for a few seconds because this is not a spoiler-free, okay? There are spoilers everywhere. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, go ahead and click away now. I'll wait here patiently. Okay, for those of you who did stick around, here we go. Alright, basically the plot of the new Evil Dead is that you got the same thing. A group of friends go to a cabin in the woods. Except this time, the main two protagonists are a brother and a sister. The brother is asked by the sister to come up to a cabin in the woods that their parents used to own to help her on her going cold turkey on the cocaine addiction she has. She decides to dump the cocaine in a well and says, I'm not going to go near it, and has her friends and her brother there for support. Now, first thing I have to point out about the movie is I was highly disappointed in the fact that it's just completely serious. There is no comedy whatsoever. If you're expecting to see eyeballs shooting out of something, you know, like Three Stooges style, or someone fighting to death with their hand that's come alive and is beating the shit out of him, or even the best, yo, she bitch, let's go, then you're going to be highly disappointed. There's no memorable lines, there's no good catchphrases, and there's no comedy whatsoever. It's a complete, serious, supposedly horror film. Even the first Evil Dead had comedy built into it. It was a comedy horror film, and the sequel added to the comedy. The sequel made it the even funnier genre. Then you go to Army of Darkness, which is the final movie in the series, and Ash's character is fully wound up. It's got the best catchphrases, comedy, and everything. It's a fucking masterpiece. And you would think that with the director of the original one, Sam Raimi, and the star, Bruce Campbell, being involved in this new one, that there would be some. But there's not. Now, when the sister is in the cabin, she keeps smelling this horrible, rancid smell. They think it's just her going through withdrawals. So they decide to go down to the fruit cellar. And they go down the fruit cellar and see all of these dead cats and animals hanging about and everything. And the one guy's like, wow, this looks like witchcraft. He's the geek of the group and everything. And they find a shotgun and, of course, something wrapped up in barbed wire and a freaking trash bag. Now, they decide to bring this stuff upstairs. The freaking nerd of the group goes into his room, cuts off the barbed wire, and rips the bag apart to see the new version of the Necronomicon. No face, it kind of looks like it's stitched up. It doesn't look too bad. I liked it, but he notices when he's going through the pages that there's a couple pages that, you know, have been scratched out. There's no wording. So he takes a piece of paper and goes like this and reads the words. Red flag right there, you fucking idiot. So the evil escapes. Now, the first person he goes to is the crazy sister who can't take no more, so she decides to drive away. She ends up crashing, getting chased by plants, and gets raped like a tree like the girl did in the first Evil Dead, who became the first Deadite. Now, Once this happens, she comes back to the cabin and everything. After they find her, they think she's been in a horrific car accident. Want to take her to the hospital, but they decide, no, let's stick here and keep it out. We gotta stick this out for our friend, for my sister. Now, after this, normal things would happen. She goes all deadite and attacks everybody. She infects her one girlfriend, who turns to a deadite, cuts half her face off, and attacks the guy. Now, he decides to bloody her to freaking death. The brother, that geek idiot, and his girlfriend are left. His sister's been thrown into the freaking fruit cellar because she's a deadite. Now, the brother, through this whole goddamn time, is skeptical. He thinks it's just a disease that his sister got that she's been passing on. Because for some reason, he's very, very skeptical and is not believing the guy who said, look, I think this is what the book did this. Really? Really? If the book did this, then why did you read from the book in the first place? You are an idiot. But of course, in these kind of movies, you always have to have that one idiot. That one idiot who decides to read the fucking book or play the goddamn tape that brings the evil back. But of course, if you don't do that, you don't have a movie. So, after that, the girlfriend gets attacked next. She gets basically molested by the deadite sister when she tricks her to going into the fruit cellar. She gets turned to a deadite. But she decides to try to cut her arm off in true Evil Dead 2 fashion, but because she was also blood spitted on, she became a deadite. After she's murdered, there's only the brother and him left, And they fight, of course. They do a couple things. They get damaged along the way. And the friend, after, finally convinces the brother that, hey, guess what? This is real. So he goes, okay, how do we stop it? You can either burn the house, bury the dead, or decapitate them and do all this weird shit. Because he believes this is all witchcraft. Now, he decides that maybe his best bet is to burn the house. He sets gasoline all over the place. And decides to try to light it, but then looks at it thinking, I can't do this. I've never finished anything. Not this time. So he decides to go into the fruit cellar, dose his sister. He goes down there, he gets attacked by her. His friend, who looked like he was dead, comes to the rescue, knocks out the sister. In the process, he gets killed. So he decides to take his sister, take her outside, and bury her alive. So he does this. Everything stops and the curse is done. He unburies her and uses a nifty little home contraption he made to start her heart again. Now, they're back together, brother and sister. That's great. Yay! He decides to go back into the cabin, so does she, so they can get their shit and get out, which is what the first thing they should have done. Get your shit and get out. Then they find out that their friend is also a deadite and attacks him, stabs the brother in the neck, and the sister runs away. He pushes his sister out the door, grabs the freaking shotgun, and blows himself up with the cabin. Self-sacrifice, yay. Now, there is a plot point that I forgot to mention, but I just decided to ramble. Sorry about that. Is when he was reading the Necronomicon, he found out that the devil, Lucifer, Satan, whatever you want to call him, needs 5 sacrifices so he can rise from the grave, and start taking over the world. Well, counting the girlfriend, the other friend, his friend, her brother, and her because she did die but then came back, there's 5. So as she's sitting there looking at the cabin that's been fucked up and her brother's dead, a deadite rises from the ground. It's supposedly going to be Lucifer, and it starts raining blood. So a fight ensues, and this deadite goes so far as to push a car on top of this girl's hand. So to get away from the deadite, what the fuck does she do? She rips her arm until it comes off with her hand stuck under the car. Okay, that's pretty cool. Then she grabs the chainsaw, and I don't remember exactly the line she said, but it's probably the only good catchphrase. Kills the embodiment, the blood rain stops, she looks around, her job is done, and decides to walk off. One problem I do have with that scene is after she ripped her fucking hand off, The cabin is still on fire. Go over there and cauterize that shit. Don't just walk off with a freaking hand that's bleeding. Sorry, a stub that's bleeding. You know? And just leave the cabin there. Just leave the cabin in the woods, just burning everything. And you know, this movie actually kind of reminds me a little bit of the movie Cabin in the Woods, which is like a satire of all the great B movies and everything. And that was a really good movie too. And wait a minute. Evil Dead 2013. Cabin in the Woods 2012. Oh my god. This movie is even more crap now. Okay, bear with me now, but alright, let's think about this. The plot of the Evil Dead film is 5 sacrifices need to be made so Lucifer can rise from a grave. Correct? Yes. The plot in Cabin in the Woods is a little different, but it is the fucking same thing. 5 kids from all around the world are chosen to go to a specific place where these people who are underground need to sacrifice 5 of them to Satan to keep him and all the evil from rising from the grave. Besides Cabin in the Woods having comedy to it, they're the exact same fucking movie. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you take this, okay, and, you know, fuck it up? It wasn't a horrible movie. I mean, if you would have taken, and this movie here, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, and Evil Dead 2 never happened, and this Evil Dead was the very first Evil Dead of its kind, it would be an awesome movie. It'd be a great horror movie with some good action and a good plot. But because it's supposed to be a remake of Sam Raimi's classic Evil Dead, and it's got elements of Evil Dead 2 in it, which Evil Dead 2 is technically a remake of the first Evil Dead, then it just turns out to be a mediocre remake. And that's what it is to me. It's got some good points, yes, but it doesn't have any of the comedy, no memorable characters. Maya, to me, okay, I'm not sexist against having a female heroine, but one, she lost her same arm Ash did, and she was a Deadite the whole time. That's the only thing I did like, is she was the enemy the whole time, and then in the end, she gets to rise up and be the hero. But now that I've realized it, Cabin in the fucking Woods and Evil Dead 2013 are the same fucking movie. Yeah, way to go. Let's go spend money on making the same goddamn fucking film with just different actors and a little bit of a different plot twist in it. That's all. Good. Oh my god. I can't believe I figured that out. And actually, it really pisses me off. Bottom line, if you're an Evil Dead fan like me and you love the Evil Dead trilogy by Sam Raimi, do not watch this remake, because this remake will take these, throw them to the side, take a big shit on them, and say, you know what, ours is better. And they're getting a full head on themselves, and they've already got a sequel planned. Sam Raimi, if you can hear me, do not help with the sequel. Just give all the fans what they've been asking for, which is Evil Dead 4 or an Army of Darkness 2. Please, bring Ash back. Let him kick some more Deadite Ash and get rid of this fucking remake that is too mediocre. Ugh, that was a mouthful. Now, my official final rating for Evil Dead 2013 is 5 Necronomicons out of 10. This is a very mediocre, average piece of crap, not worth your money movie. If you went and seen this in the theater in the 3D, I'm sorry that you wasted your money. And if you spent the money on this DVD, which is the $30-something, or you got the special edition, I'm sorry. If you ever find this movie in the $5 bin at Walmart, that's when you should buy it. I believe that is when you should buy it, because other than that, it's not worth it. If you want a good movie with the same plot, go get Cabin in the Woods, because that movie's hilarious, got good acting, good plot, and a really cool, nifty, different type of ending. I'm sorry. I'm just, like I said, I'm a big Evil Dead fan, and I can't believe that they did this. That they did this to the franchise. They did this, that Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, Ash himself, let them do this. But believe me, it's not worth it. If you can find it on Netflix, then maybe I watch it. And if you're unlike me and you did like the movie, hey, that's your opinion. That's just my opinion. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, subscribe, give a like if you want. If you want me to do more, I will have more videos up, and I'm working on the Anal Retentive Gamer Episode 2, which will be up after Christmas. Thank you. See you later.